Start.
Hey, good morning, world. We are here July 12th, 2025. Here, part of the World Cup 2025. Guys, I'm in the land down under with Izzy Haydar. Look, dude, this guy is a beast. Literally. But look, a beautiful day here. You could probably use a little bit of wind.
Yeah.
It's about to happen here maybe in 20, 30 minutes or so. Waiting for another flyer or two to show up.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man, making it to the finals here. The first qualifier here in Australia, Sydney, New South Wales.
That's correct. Yeah.
And you know, I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people have talked highly about you. Last year, you know, Brian, World Cup judge, talked highly about you, and I'm looking forward to it. I got to meet and talk with, got to know Izzy here in the last day or so, and a lot of knowledge there. So looking forward to seeing your birds go up now. Tell us when you started with your rollers and how brought you to here.
It started when I was like 11, 12 years old. Never looked back ever since then. I've had them all my life. You know, growing up, they're part of me now, part of the family. They've always kept me grounded. It's just kept me away from, you know, harm's way for myself, and I enjoy being in my backyard with them. You know what I mean? So over the years, developing my own line was another great success I had, and then watching them come into the role. They're just amazing to have, amazing to breed, amazing to, you know, look forward to your efforts show off in the sky, and come into situations like this, world qualifiers. Who would have thought, you know, 30 years ago I'd be here. You know, the hobby has evolved somewhat. So, you know, having the competitions with them and watching your efforts pay off and coming to this stage here is a big benefit. You know, big good feeling. It's a good feeling to have. And yeah, the family of rollers I have mainly are what I call my hybrids. I always put my best English to my best English. I try not to keep it separate like a lot of people do. And I've always put best to best, and it's worked for me. And years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I put I started introducing the Canadian lines into the English, and I found that even worked better for me again. So a lot of my families are, like I said, all cross English and all with Canadians through them now. So, and they've worked for me. I've developed my own family, like I said. I haven't kept them Mason to Mason or Hiner to Hiner, which a lot of people do, and I get that. People want to keep them clean like that, keep them like OG. That's cool, but I can't see how they're going to develop their own line. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me unless they just have it so long they can call it their own line. You know, but to create your own line, you breed best to best. This English to that English to create your own, I suppose, you know. So that's what I think I've done. They put on a good show. I'm confident in them, you know.
Well, you've been doing it for good, you said 25,
30 years. Yeah, I've had them all my life.
That's your line right there.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean the baselines like Masons and Hiners, they've come to Australia back in the day. I think 20 years ago. I think I'm not exactly sure exactly the dates, but you know that's been our base English here. And when we seen these birds, we're like, oh wow, they're better than the Aussie stuff we had here. They were more competitive birds. You know, they've done everything like how you wanted to stick together, break together, rip together. Where with our old Aussie stuff we had back then, they were all over the place. You'd have them so deep, 60, 70 footers, and then they went kit, and they weren't working together as a team like when we got the English stuff, like from the imports, like the Masons and that. And Masons are my main English base are Masons. They've always been the OG for a lot of people here, you'll find. Especially when you go down to Melbourne as well, a lot of the OG bloodline from English are the Masons. And then comes the Hiners and the Lenahans and the Harpers and that. So, and I was keeping them for the first few years separate like that. And I didn't see the point. I thought, because if I had a cracker Hiner and a cracker Mason, I didn't want to put it back to another Mason that I had was average. So I thought, why don't I put this cracker Mason to this cracker Hiner? And there you go. You've got a cracking pigeon here already. You know, cracker roller. You've developed it. You know. So, and then along those lines, after with all the English, I introduced one Canadian cock and ran that cock over a few of my hens, and then it started for me from there, the hybrid section, you know, so, and I've never looked back. So
yeah. And again, looking forward to it. Now, let me ask you know, Missed Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. Missed Australia. Hey, so how do you take that, you know, the nutrition, the nice shirt, nice hat.
Yeah.
How do you take that nutrition from, you know, learning what you did to get your body built?
Yeah.
To you know, and pass it. Do you come, you know?
Yeah, I try to.
Some of that, to the.
I try to implement that to the birds, as in the energy level wise, and cutting them back, leaning them out. Because that's what I do. I bulk up and then I'll lean out for a show, get down to 2% body fat, and just walk up on stage jacked and peeled. I sort of try to implement the same to the pigeons, where as in I'll feed them up through the week, and then I'll cut them back towards the comp day comes, comp day, and I'll implement the certain foods into it. Obviously, like I'll feed them light through the week, which will be a depurative, with the base being wheat. And as we get closer to the day if we're flying on a Sunday, on the Friday, I'll give them as much Milo as they want to eat. But through the week, they don't get too much Milo. They'll get a pinch of it in their mix, and then as much as they want to eat. And on the Saturday, they get nothing. So they got all of Friday and all of Saturday to digest everything they possibly got. You know, the pigeon's fit and healthy and it's got none of the canker reserves in there or anything like this, or coccidiosis. It should digest everything over the Saturday, right? So then the Sunday morning when the comp comes, or Saturday mid-lunchtime when the comp comes, the pigeons should have nothing in their crop. So therefore when they're performing, and that's been like 6-7 revolutions a second, you want to have a
Big Mac.
That's right. You know, you can't eat a Big Mac and go run a marathon. That's like these guys, so they've got to be totally empty. So not flying them on the day before, they reserve their energies. So when you kick them out, they put on a good show for you. You know, that's worked for me a lot over the years. I'm qualified like that for this World Cup with that same system, eating system, feeding system. So, and for myself, it's the same. You know, I eat clean every day of the week, and I'll have one cheat meal. You know, I'll go out and probably have, I don't know, one slice of pizza with the kids and spoil myself. You know, so to be competitive, you've got to do these little 1%ers to be successful, I suppose. You know, so. And that's my mindset, and I try to implement that with the birds. And because I've had them all my life too, my bodybuilding and my pigeons, they go hand in hand, you know what I mean? They complement each other. Like, if I'm having a hard session training, or if I've had a hard day at work and my diet's getting to me, I'll come out to my birds and they'll take me away from that, and I'll concentrate on them. And for that hour I'm here, I'm controlling my hunger pain, I'm controlling my training, my stress a lot better. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
I can't do it without them, they can't do it without me. You know?
And you know, is that we all have somebody, I want to say we all, maybe I won't speak for everybody, somebody that we want to, you know, give a shout out to and an appreciation, whether it was, you know, getting yourself started or wherever, you know, that you just think of, you know? Who comes to mind for something like that?
A lot of people come to mind, like watching the YouTube channels and that. Mason, like George Mason, I'd love to meet him one day. I met Haydar twice, gentleman for the hobby, top bloke for the hobby. He judged me from a 2014 World Cup. I placed 5th that year, and that was like, it was a surreal moment for me. I was that nervous that day. I was spilling my protein shake.
That's tough stuff. 5th place.
Man. That was
the one that judged you on that.
Haydar judged me that day, and it was awesome. Like I said, it was surreal. I couldn't believe it, having Haydar in your backyard. And you know, looking up to people like Mason, I watch a lot of his YouTube videos, and I watch a few of your videos, and then finally I saw you interview Harper. Was it Peter Harper?
Yeah, Peter Harper.
Which is I got his line amongst running through my English, and it's been a staple for me, those birds. So, you know, looking up to these guys has just been an honour, you know. And Haydar and Mason and all these World Cup consistent guys like our Canadian godfather. What's his name again? Montenegro, man, the OG. You know, they set the standard for the world. And these are the guys I look up to. And also a big shout out to a few of our members in the club, especially Nick Tasoulis, which was every year, a few years back. Now I think it's work has taken over for him, so he hasn't got the time he used to have. But he was very consistent representing Australia in the World Cup for us like 3-4 years in a row, and always placing in the top 10.
Looking
I think
forward
he
to
did.
meeting him next
Yeah,
day.
yeah, he's on his way. He should be here soon.
Oh, here,
and
good.
yeah, and you know, he placed I think 3-4 years in a row in the top 10, and you know, he helped us out a lot too in the hobby. Being part of the club, you know, we used to love watching these birds. That's what we want. That's what we want to be like. So, you know, we sort of G each other up and help each other with that to get to where we are. So looking up to these guys is just awesome, you know, motivation, and then plus, yeah, just having that high in my backyard. I'm still like, wow, you know.
Well, Izzy, you know, I'm honored, man. I'm glad to meet you here and make it here to Australia, Sydney. And I want to, you know, honor to hand and pass over a small token appreciation here for qualifiers. This thing is pretty neat. I don't know if you'll be able to squeeze it up in there with all those trophies and medals that you have.
I'll find the spot for it. No, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. It's been an honor. Nice meeting you too.
Yeah,
nice meeting you too.
Just keep your skies clear today.
Yeah, hopefully fingers crossed.
If you do, like they say, you're gonna have a.
Oh, I'll have a good run. I'll be confident enough. If the BOPs leave us alone today, we'll have a good show. We'll have a good show. So, yeah, that's awesome, man. I like that. That looks awesome. Wow.
Good deal. Congratulations.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dan. Thank you.